I'm talking way before I got signed, baby. Why I ain't got no hits on you? I guess it ain't my time yet. Promise to stay down with it. Then somebody go blind yet. Told you so done with all that cheating, stop that crying yet. Same I said it last time, but I ain't done yet. Remember, I told y'all my head getting mine yet. So you don't want to wait, but I'm still ain't come yet. Bought you another world, but you just spit on what I ain't done yet. Yeah, I cheat on you, want you to really do you love me? Do you trust me? Say you got my back, but it's that paper got you on the me. Can I keep it real for a second, baby? Would you judge me? I can't lie, I ain't gonna say it.
What's going on, y'all? Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. Hit the like, sub to the channel if you're not a member, and hit them notifications too. What's up, Alex? What's up, Cottage? I see you in a bit. Make sure you go sub to Cottage. Um, on my way to the gym, I'm gonna go ahead and do a session. Be sure to follow me or sub to my other channel, on the fly fitness and nutrition. Uh, Definitely got workouts on there, doing weightlifting, doing cardio, doing all of that. So tap in with me, man. Get up off your ass, man. You know what I'm saying? Get up off your ass um, and get into the gym. You know what I'm saying? Because we got spring fast approaching, and you want to get that body right. You know what I'm saying? But you really want to do it for your overall health. So um, I'll be in the gym today working out, tonight rather, chest, and we will be doing triceps too as well. So I'll be going live for that too as well. But nevertheless, man, let me go ahead and talk about uh, what's on the title at this point in time. Um, let's go ahead and understand something, okay? Um, the Warriors, man, they have championship expectations. Last night they showed me a lot, and the thing about the Warriors that we must understand is that even though that they might, hey, what's up with it, Big Pressure? I see you in a better. Make sure y'all go sub to the homie Big Pressure. Definitely gonna keep his ear to the concrete at all times. Definitely gonna come with logic and just a different perspective and a mind frame in the society. So definitely go sub to a Big Pressure. No pain. I'll see you in the building, man. What's up with it, man? Now, the Warriors, man, they are a deep team. I know it's a little early right now. I'm not here to call them, quite yet a championship team. I did think that they were kind of capping a little bit when they were saying that, um, the addition of Buddy Hield might have been enough to kind of carry them over to be just as competitive as they were. But the Warriors, man, especially particularly I would say the last 3 to 4 minutes of the game when they went on a 10-0 run, it was done by their offense. But a lot of people got to realize that the Warriors are really getting back to being that defensive team. The Warriors have always been a great defensive team, and I think that tends to get overshadowed by, well, it did when Clay was over there, but when Steph Curry and Clay were on it, and of course you had a couple of offensive pieces on there too, it always got overshadowed by the offense. But make no mistake about it, you got to think about the defenders that have came through there. You got to think about Sean Livingston. He was a defender, of course. Iggy. I don't even need to mention Iggy. David West, he was solid on defense. Of course, Draymond Green. You know what I'm saying? We got to realize that Draymond Green did win a Defensive Player of the Year. Klay Thompson in the past, best two-way players, was able to lock up single-handedly three different positions. You said, what do you think? Back in this rain. Been fighting traffic and rain. Oh, yeah. Yeah, be careful out there, big pressure. Be careful out there. You said Jerry Stackhouse doing his thing as a defensive coach. Yeah, and even though that Jerry Stackhouse wasn't an elite defender or anything, Jerry Stackhouse, I got to give him his props, man. He's been doing a good job coaching. Sometimes you could be a better coach than you can be, when he played in the league and stuff. Now he wasn't Jordan. Everybody expected him to come from UNC to be Jordan and everything, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not gonna get on that. I'm not gonna stay on that. But the Warriors are a you got to take them serious. And I looked at them last night, how they played the Mavericks. You gotta use the Mavericks as a measuring stick because even though they didn't win the championship, they were in the finals. Um, you know, I did over 200 video. Okay, yeah, Cottage man. Yeah, make sure y'all go sub to Cottage man. Yeah, he's over there working hard, man. But um, the thing about it over there, you know, uh, with when it comes to the Warriors, man, I think that they have a team, man, that could actually be a threat in the West, and they could actually mess around and end up getting home court advantage. Now, like I said, it's too early. We also got to take into consideration injuries. The ship doesn't float without Steph Curry, okay? And you also have the emergence of Jonathan Kaminga, as well as some other guys that are on there. So I want to hear from y'all. Do y'all really think that the Warriors are legit? I know Alex is going to think that the Warriors are legit. And like I said, it's too early to tell, but I think that there is a team that can beat the Warriors, and that is OKC. I think that OKC can beat them, and I also think that a healthy Memphis team, and I say healthy because Ja got to be healthy. I don't think that there's nobody that can guard have an answer for Zach Edey. All right, good deal, man. Glad you sub to our cottage, but I really think that they do have a squad that's really gonna that can carry them over. Like I said, they gotta be healthy though. I wasn't taking the Warriors serious, but now I'm looking at their record. We're playing the Cavs tonight. You know what I'm saying? We got to see how they look. I thought that the Cavs were a fluke, but the Cavs are 12-0. They have yet to lose a game. So we'll just have to see what's popping. I'm not gonna stay talking about the Warriors too much, even though I still think what Steve Kerr did to Jason Tatum was wrong. I got my feelings about Steve Kerr, man, but nevertheless, man, the Warriors, man, they really did show a lot of fight in the end. Steph Curry did take that matchup serious when it came to. I haven't gotten caught up on basketball yet. Well, that's what you. Hey, big pressure. That's why you here. You know what I'm saying? You came to the right place, man. You came to the right place. And I'm not the only channel within the LDBC too. You can come everywhere, man. You know what I'm saying? We got you covered. You know what I'm saying? And we don't just do basketball, man. We doing all sports, but yeah, definitely, man. Come on over here, man. We talk about everything over here, man. Basketball, football, baseball. You know what I'm saying? You know, tennis. You know, boxing. Whatever, man. Whatever you want to talk about, we're gonna talk about. And on top of that, you know, we're gonna talk about life. We're gonna talk about entertainment, politics. You know what I'm saying? Relationships. You know what I'm saying? Women. You know what I'm saying? You know, us fellas. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about what's going on in our society. You know what I'm saying? Economics. You know what I'm saying? You name it, we gonna talk about it, man. We don't dummy ourselves down over here. That's what's wrong with us as a people. Big pressure. We're like, oh man, we got to be one dimensional. Or we only talk about one thing, or all we got to do is stick to talking about ratchetness all the time and stuff like that, or being ghetto 24/7, 365. Nah, we ain't about that shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I'm going off the realms a little bit. Um, I want to talk about the Atlanta Hawks, though, man. Um, Listen, man. The Atlanta Hawks, they ended up beating the Boston Celtics. You said the Dallas Cowboys fired their coach, and Tony Romo is on the list to get hired. Nah, they haven't fired Mike McCarthy yet, and Tony Romo being a coach, I I don't think Tony Romo needs he's found a good lane in terms of commentating right now. But no, they Jerry Jones doesn't have any plans of firing Mike McCarthy. Surprisingly, um, the Cowboys are depleted right now. The Cowboys are really depleted right now. They don't, Michael Parsons is fed up with being over there. I don't know why, but he's fed up with being over there. Dak Prescott is injured. Okay, um, we all know that everybody wants Jerry Jones to just go ahead, retire, sit down, stay out of the media. They don't have a running game. Okay, they don't have a running game to save them at all. I told everybody that bringing Ezekiel Elliott over there was a bad idea. Okay, because you're bringing a Ezekiel Elliott that pretty much is damaged goods. Okay, he's not the same Ezekiel Elliott when he first came into the league. Then on top of that, you passed up on three major running backs that you could have got in the offseason to kind of keep your running game up to par. You passed up on Derrick Henry, okay, and look what he's doing with Baltimore. You passed up on Aaron Jones. Look what he's doing with Minnesota. You passed up on Saquon Barkley. Look what he's doing with the Eagles. You understand what I mean? Then on top of that, you got a CD Lamb. To me, he hasn't. I mean, he got paid, and he did deserve his money, but I don't think that he's ever going to turn the corner to really show people. He's got to take his game up to another level. But he was hurt. He got hurt on a touchdown or whatever. I think he hurt his shoulder. So I mean, you got all of this stuff going on. Plus, you got Mike McCarthy that just the game has just caught up with him. Then on top of that, you to make matters worse, man, uh, you brought in you brought in a sloppy Minnesota coach who did not know what he was doing. Okay, defensive coordinator. And you're seeing it right there. Whereas you could have tried to do everything you could to keep Dan Quinn. So nah, they're not getting rid of. Unfortunately, they're not getting rid of Mike McCarthy. Do I think that they should get rid of him? Yeah, I do. Mike McCarthy, as much as they blame Dak and everything, and rightfully so, he does deserve the blame. I've defended Dak as much as I can, but in this situation, I can't. But Mike McCarthy deserves a lot of the blame too. Mike McCarthy has been horrible this season. About had, man, you know why the Giants are bad. Big pressure. The Giants are bad because of Daniel Jones. Everybody trying to get rid of Daniel Jones. What you could have did, see, what y'all could do is just go after. Y'all should go after Bryce Young in Carolina. Give him a chance to develop. To a lesser degree, go after a Trae Lance that's in Dallas right now. Even though he's playing with Dallas or whatever, give him a chance to consistently play. Because as soon as Dak comes back, unfortunately, um, Trey Lance and Cooper Rush are gonna still stay on the sideline because we are talking about a $60 million man. He's not playing like a $60 million man, but that's what he got paid, the highest in history, and he's playing like shit. Yeah, I mean, I got it. Hey, I can't even argue with you, pressure. Um, he's playing like shit. New York, the front office is no good. Shout out to my boy Scrub Zero. We talked about that before. Um, it's just terrible. The whole culture is terrible over there in New York. They're not the same franchise. When we're talking about Eli Manning, when Eli Manning was over there. Yeah, they of course they. I mean, they've been playing terrible. Everybody knows that. That's no surprise. You got Stephen A. Smith every single week sitting up there laughing and clowning and all this other stuff. Man, the Cowboys are just depleted right now. Um, I don't know much more else to say except for they need to look forward to what's going on next season because they can't really make any major moves until about 3, maybe 4 years, Cottage. So the Cowboys are stuck like Chuck, pretty much. But to get back to what I was saying, man, about the Atlanta Hawks, Trae Young is he might be talented. He might be talented in terms of his offense, but he's not he doesn't benefit the team like Dyson Daniels does. Dyson Daniels, in case y'all didn't know, Dyson Daniels had 28 points yesterday to go along with 6 steals. I think he had like 7 rebounds or something like that. But you recognize that Dyson Daniels put the clamps on Jason Tatum. He pretty much he's playing the passing game. Dyson Daniels is playing real solid old school defense. That's what I like. Okay. Um, Everybody wants to know why the ratings are going down and all this other stuff. Is because they're not really truly playing basketball anymore. Everything is just they're trading 3 point shot for 3 point shot. No, you have a guy in Dyson Daniel who's actually out there playing defense. And like I said, um, if as long as if they were to build like around more so Dyson Daniels, I think that the Atlanta Hawks would have a better chance. Dyson Daniels is emerging, man, and Trae Young has always been turnover prone. Okay, even though he gets a lot of assists, his assist to turnover ratio is not good at all. He's up there in assists, but in terms of his turnovers, he's up there too. You know what I'm saying? He's led the league in turnovers, like I said, last couple of seasons. Well, he's either led or he's been up there. And I don't think that Trae Young. I don't think you're gonna win a championship unless you got a guy like a Dyson Daniels there with Atlanta. I mean, we've never looked at Atlanta Hawks as a championship team or whatever, but I think that Atlanta could be very competitive with the Dyson Daniels, with the style that he plays. He's a disruptor. You said, "Hey, Trae Young got the." Yeah, that's true. That's true, Cottage. You got, yeah, that's true. That's true, man. Something I don't really like to talk about, but yeah, he did. He did. But at that time, he had Collins. He had Collins on the team. But yeah, like I said, man, Trey Young is not. He's just not. He's not a guy that you want to build. He's not going to carry and take you to the promised land. I think that Trey Young, in my opinion, low key, he really cares about his stats and his numbers and stuff like that. Now, when he was in college, when he was over there in Oklahoma, I wouldn't even dare say that. But ever since he's gotten into the NBA, I really I question Trey Young's desire to actually win a championship. I really do, and I know some people are gonna be mad when I say that, but it just does not seem like he wants to win a title. But hey, you know what I say? Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, man. Prove me the F wrong. The real, what's up with it, man? We on the late night tip. The real, be sure to peek in, man. We're gonna be working out later, man. Get up in that gym if you can, bro. Salute the real. Shout out to Arkansas, man. I was teasing the real about Arkansas earlier, man. Nah, man. Shout out to Arkansas, though, man. For real. The whole entire state. But yeah, man. Dyson Daniels is that guy, man. More so than Trey Young. Uh, I don't really look at Trey Young as a threat. I mean, yeah, he can score, he can get his buckets and everything, but you got to be able to do more than that in the playoffs. Especially if you're in a tight situation and everything is slowing down and they're taking stuff away from you, which they are going to do. They're going to frustrate Trey Young, and they're going to take his spots away from him. Now, I'm gonna I'm I'm gonna talk about Joel Embiid, but I want people to understand. Like yesterday, when it came to Joel Embiid, I'm not gonna take that game too serious. I didn't like what he said after the game, but but Here's Joel's major problem, man. One of them. We got to understand that Joel Embiid he's not a runner. Um, you're seeing Joel Embiid. He's lost a step, man. Okay. Joel Embiid is not in condition to play. Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq, they brought up a very good point. Embiid can't run baseline to baseline, and that's why he shoots. He shoots so much so that way, because when you shoot and let's say you miss, you don't have to run that far back to the other end. That's what one of Joel Embiid's problem is. We already know that he's going to be lacking behind in terms of his conditioning. He's going to shoot the ball and all this other stuff. No, a good center back in the days was going to run from baseline to baseline. I'm talking about all the way up under the rim, all the way to the other side, and up under the rim too as well. Joel Embiid is not able to do that. And when you're facing a team that is constantly running, like if we're facing a Boston team, he's not going to be able to keep up with that team. If we're facing an Orlando team, he's not going to be able to keep up with that Orlando team. Hell, he's not going to be able to keep up with Indiana. What'd you say to Real? You said, get weights. In your room. Okay, yeah, man. Well, like I said, man, I got pretty much everything. Yeah, and I don't just do that either. We could do calisthenics too, push-ups, sit-ups, squats, uh, do all that stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Using your, body weight exercises. You know what I'm saying? Believe it or not, I do jumping jacks too. You know what I'm saying? For some people that clown. You said, oh, what's up with it? No pain. I see you. Angelo Bell, I see you in here, man. Yeah, we getting ready basketball season for the kids. I just signed my son up for basketball again. I really don't. I'm trying to keep him busy, man, for until T-ball. He likes T-ball better than he likes basketball. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to keep him active and stuff like that, man. I don't want him just not doing anything. So. Oh, what's up with it? Street Politics TV. Make sure y'all go sub to the brother Player Co. Player Co in the building, man. Definitely go sub to his channel. Um, Shout out to Memphis, man. Definitely gonna give you, um, the street perspective on hip hop, what's going on behind the scenes, not your everyday commercial stuff. You know what I'm saying? That you see out here, all these narratives that they pushing and stuff like that. Nah, man, street politics, aka Player Co. Definitely gonna keep his ears to the concrete and gonna give you that real, and also gonna drop some gems on you too at the same time, man. And we definitely in the same kind of grind because he got kids, I got kids. I'm ready. Anybody got kids, man, they know it's a different type of grind. But nevertheless, man, salute to the homie Player Co, aka Street Politics TV, man. But yeah, man, Joel Embiid he's not in rhythm yet. I don't think he'll ever be in rhythm. See, his problem is running. He's not mobile. Joel Embiid is not mobile like a Hakeem Olajuwon. He's not mobile. He's not like his agility is not like Hakeem Olajuwon or David Robinson or some of these other mobile centers. If you look at David Robinson before the injury, I'm talking about a young, prime David Robinson pre-injury. Look at how incredible shape David Robinson was, and he was a center. David Robinson is like 7'1". I've seen David Robinson in person. Hell, some people think he's like 7'3". He's so long, man. But nah, he's like 7'1", man. David Robinson, man, is still, and he's still in tremendous shape. Joel Embiid, man, he trots on the court. You gotta hope every time that that he falls, that he can hopefully get back up and everything. At least with Anthony Davis, you haven't had to worry about that this season, and you didn't need to worry about that last season either. Joel Embiid is the one that's being soft. You said, fact, I'm fussing at my 5-year-old right now. Man, don't be too hard on him, Angelo. Man, not too hard. You know what I'm saying? Because at that age, man, it's really about it's really about them having fun, gaining the experience, man. I don't try to force nothing on my kids, man. You know what I'm saying? But as far as fussing at them, to get shit done, okay, yeah, I understand what you're saying right there. Like making sure, you know what I'm saying, they get on their homework, making sure that they clean up, all that sort of thing. Yeah. But in terms of sports, man, if he sits up there and he says he don't want to play basketball no more, or something like that, I ain't gonna force it on him. I'm not gonna force it on him. Ain't no reason to, because if you force him, if you forcing them into a sport that they don't want to play, or you forcing them to do what they don't necessarily want to do, then you're gonna be upset because of the outcome, and that's not fair to them. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't really want to do it in the first place. That's just like with Bronny James right now. I really honestly don't think that Bronny James wants to play basketball. I don't feel like he's as motivated to play like his father. And I feel like LeBron James, you can say what you want, it's like he's forcing him to play just so that he can achieve, his goal. You know what I'm saying? So he could, they could talk about his legacy. And then it doesn't become fun to them anymore. You're always forcing that sport on the child. Then it becomes more like a job. It's like they don't necessarily enjoy it, and that's not what you want, man. That's not what you want, man. You want your kids to have fun with what they doing, and then eventually one day they might take it a little bit, serious or whatever, but they still have that love. They still have that passion. There's some guys that have walked away from basketball, walked away from football, walked away from different sports because they were forced into it by their parents as a youth. And I'm talking about when they get grown and everything. There are some people who've been like, they'll come out and admit, they'll be like, well, I never wanted to play basketball, or I never wanted to play football. I did it because my pops my pops or my mom wanted me to play or something like that. So I'm really careful with all that, Angela. You said, yeah, I could tell Bronny don't want to be. Yeah, I mean, you can see in his body language that he does not. He's not truly motivated. And then on top of that, Bronny doesn't even need to lose sleep. You know why? He could go home to pretty much generational wealth. A lot of them guys that are in the G League, they don't have that luxury. A lot of those guys are fighting for contracts. You know why? Because they want to get their mom or they want to get their pops. They want to get their family out of that situation. Some of these people don't even got their parents, man. Some of these guys, man, they're actually raising their brother or raising their sister or something like that. They've had to be stuck in a situation. You don't know what the guy's situation is, so. But Bronny don't have to worry about any of that. Bronny could go home, chill, play PlayStation, and be straight. He could walk away from the game and be like, "Nah, I don't want to play it no more. I really don't want to play it anymore." You know what I'm saying? I would respect Bronny if he did that. But if he's just out there just to appease his dad, make his dad happy, nah. And everybody's gonna see it. Everybody's gonna be able to recognize it. I mean, hell, Angelo, you recognize it. You recognize it, man. You see right there that Bronny is clearly not motivated to to play. And what's it called? They talk about they're talking about the only. I think Gilbert Arenas said the only thing that's stopping Bronny is motivation or something like that. Being motivated. I mean, yeah, that's a part of it. Confidence, you know what I'm saying? Having confidence in himself. Nah, it's a lot. Listen, yeah, don't get me wrong. Confidence and the mental capacity is very important. The psychological portion is important, but he still got to get better in a lot of other aspects of the game too. You know what I'm saying? The NBA game, everybody just thinks that, okay, 2K, okay, yeah, I could play in the league. No, it's not like that. Because you're going to get a really harsh reality check when you might not think that those guys are playing physical. Some of those guys are playing physical. It's just not as physical as it was in the 80s or the 70s. I don't really say the 90s. I mean, the 90s wasn't as physical as the 80s or the 70s or the 60s. You said my nephew just stopped playing football. Everybody mad. I told him the people leave him alone. Yeah, listen, man, and that's his decision. That's his decision. People got to stop trying to force these guys um, into doing something that they don't necessarily want to do. You know what? It's because you want to use him for a meal ticket. No, sir. No, sir. They want to use him for the meal ticket. They figure, okay, yeah, he's gonna make it to the NFL. So then when he gets there, I could come there with my hand out asking for some money so that he could pay for this or he could do this for me and hop on and lynch on because you weren't able to work hard. Nah, it don't work like that because you don't know the sacrifice that it takes to make make it if he does make it big. If he does happen to go to the NFL, you don't know the sacrifices that he has to make. In terms of his body, he's got to take care of his body. He got to watch what he eats. 9 times out of 10, you got to watch what you eat. You got to watch the people that you're associated with, because some of those people are out to get you. You know, you got to be able to be on point with knowing your playbook. Uh, you got to make sure that you're maintaining. Now, if you're in college or whatever, you got to maintain a certain grade point average in order for you to play, and also to maintain your scholarship too. But all these people, Angelo, that are sitting up there talking about, oh yeah, they mad at him and stuff like that. They're not seeing the work that he's got to put in. They're not seeing the sacrifices that he got to make. All they see is, oh yeah, touchdown, or they see him running for 200 yards or something like that. Nah, man, they don't see the sprained ankles. They don't see the broken bones, and they don't see the constant grind. Even though that you might be having a lot of aches and pains. Then also you got to think about the afterlife of football neurologically. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no doctor, like I said, I ain't no physician, but I do know anatomy and physiology, and one thing I'm gonna tell you is the impacts of hit all the time in football or whatever, they do take a toll on you. They take a toll on you. And some of these guys, man, it's sad, man. It's sad the way that some of these guys, be looking after the sport. I'm not trying to single out football because, of course, you have a lot of former athletes that are going through a lot because of the impacts and stuff, and not just football, basketball too. That's just like Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. They agree, because Shaq was saying we all walk funny, and it's the truth. You got to think about how even though that they playing, they still got to play through sprained ankles. They gotta play through, they messed up knee or whatever. They gotta go through all these surgeries and stuff like that. There's a lot of NBA players. They always constantly nipping and tucking into their body, and not necessarily for no insane, no any implants or enhancements and no shit like that. But they have to go in there because, like for instance, what's his name had to have a procedure done to repair the torn meniscus, Joel Embiid, and you see how it's affecting him. I really, like I said, man, I don't think Joel Embiid is 100%. I think that knee is still bothering him. You said, yeah, I talk to him every day, so he is comfortable. Yeah, I'm glad that he is, because that's his body, that's his decision, you know? Like, that's his choice, man. Yeah, so, Angelo, you did right by letting him know. A lot of these people are going to try to do everything that they can just so that they can get a meal ticket, a free meal ticket. They're not young anymore. They're not athletic anymore. So they want to live their dreams through that guy. You know what I'm saying? Shit, they're not the crash dummies. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much, they're making it seem like he's the crash dummy, meaning that they're not the one out there taking the hits, constantly getting hits to the head and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not a good thing, man. And then you got to think about this guy quality of life. You like you got to think about your quality of life after you get done from playing football, basketball, and other sports. Are you gonna be able to? Are you gonna be able to walk the same? Are you going? There's some guys that I know that can't even handle. They can't write properly. You know what I'm saying because of their fingers and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff that they can't even lift properly. There's some guys that can't even use their fingers to pick up a fork. And I'm not even playing around with that. I'm serious. A lot of these guys, man, they got to sit in special chairs because their back is pretty much fucked up. Their whole back is gone, and the only way that they would be able to get it fixed is through surgery. Well, if you have back surgery, that's not an overnight thing. That's gonna You're gonna have to stay out stay out of work. You can't do some of the things that you're able to do. Nah, man. And you want this guy to live his your dreams through him. Nah, man. I'm glad he stopped playing. I'm glad he stopped playing. And see, a lot of people don't know, like when you play sports, it's not just football. You play basketball, man, you can die on the floor. Like, I don't think people understand that. Like, you can literally die on the floor. Like, somebody can hit if you get hit with one of them hits, like DeMar Hamlin did with the Bills, you saw what happened. He pretty much was not living. He was flatlined, and they had to resuscitate him. It's a gladiator sport. Football was meant to be violent. That's what it is. Basketball, at one point, it was meant to be very physical and very violent. Come on, man. Come on. Goodness gracious. These people are here. Yeah, it's a physical game, man. And the NBA, a lot of people think that oh, basketball is soft and all this other stuff. It's soft compared to the '80s and the '90s and stuff like that. But there's still physicality in the NBA. There's still a lot of physicality. A lot of people can't handle playing back to back. That's why Joel Embiid not gonna play back to backs and stuff like that because you can't handle the rigors of what it is. You signed up for this job though. That's the thing that gets me. You signed up for this job. This is a job. This is something that you signed up for. When you're at a job, they ask you, can you lift over for a certain amount of pounds? When you're at a job, they ask you, is there anything that's going to prevent you from being able to carry out the daily duties of this job or whatever? That's why, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're at a job, they ask you those things. That's why they ask you. because of shit that you have going on with Joel Embiid. You see that every time you turn around, what he doing? Like even last night, he had to go back to the locker room. He's wearing a brace. He's not fully recovered from that meniscus. And on top of that, he rushed back to get back to playing and all that other stuff. And then he want to play the Olympics when you could have just been resting your body. So, um, on that note, man, I just wanted to holler at y'all for a little bit, man. Um, be sure to hit that like, sub to the channel if you're not a member. Hit them notifications too. Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. Shouts out to the whole entire Lions Den basketball and boxing community. Until then, I'm out, y'all.